Today we are going to talk about some of the risks associated with cruising, a new story that goes with it, and some things I think are really important to consider and to think about. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. I am doing this video for you on December 3rd. You're watching it now on December 4th, but I think it's really important that we talk a little bit about what is going on. I don't know how many of you saw the headline in the news that a lady passed away on a Viking ship that was in Antarctica. And so first of all, the first thing I want to say is we send our heartfelt condolences to her family. And I hope that we will all keep our thoughts and prayers with them at this terrible time. Now, if you missed that news story, there is a Viking ship sailing down in Antarctica, and a rogue wave came and hit the side of the ship. It caused some damage. They've had to cancel their next sailing, but it broke the window and hit the lady. And then it also injured a couple of other passengers. I think maybe 6 is what I've seen in the news the most. And they were able to be treated just on the ship, and none of them were bad, life-threatening injuries at all. But as I've thought about this an awful lot, I was trying to decide if we should talk about it or not, and I think we should, because as you probably know, we have our group cruise that is scheduled down to Antarctica on Princess in January of 2024. It's going to sail from Santiago, Chile on January 20th and end in Buenos Aires on February 5th of 2024, and you get to have 4 days of scenic cruising down in Antarctica. A couple of things that I think are really important differences and things to note is the ship that happened on was a Viking expedition ship. Those ships are amazing. They are specifically built to be expedition ships. And when you go on an expedition to a place like Antarctica, which is indeed on my bucket list, you actually get to get off the ship that you're on and go over and be on Antarctica. They take you on zodiacs. You get to be closer, of course, to the whales and, in the water there and everything. And then you get to go over and land on Antarctica. When you go on Princess, you don't do that. And the price difference is very marked, so that's part of why. But also, I think it's really important to note that I don't think, honestly, and this is just me, I don't think that we should be so worried about those things happening that we don't go to places that we really want to go. To me, I remember reading about Antarctica when I was little. To me, it's a miracle that the common person can go to Antarctica now. You don't have to be a seafarer. You don't have to be someone associated with a research lab. You can actually go on a cruise to Antarctica. I think that's remarkable. And so I think it's really important to keep perspective there. And the other thing, I took the time and read up on these rogue waves, and apparently you can be like in a storm, and a rogue wave can come up, and it can be like at least twice as high as the waves are in the storm that's going on, and come from a completely different direction than the wind is blowing, than the prevailing winds from that storm is coming from. They just come out of nowhere, and they occasionally just happen. And there's really no explanation for them other than they just happen. And so I've read back on some, and it seems like they have happened in other places as well. And so I feel like it's important to point that out. But also, there are some risks inherent with cruising, just like there are risks associated with driving in your car, flying on an airplane, anything else that you do. And so I think it's really important just to keep perspective and kind of decide what your level of risk acceptance or risk averseness is, and then decide what activities are best for you. When I first read that, I thought, I hope that everything is okay when we get to go, but I'm just gonna go and plan that it will be okay. And then if it's not, then we'll handle that when it comes. But I just wanted to put this out there so that any of you who are thinking about that would maybe have perspective. Would you please share your perspective with us as well? We would really appreciate it. I was also thinking it would be really valuable if you wouldn't mind sharing any experience you've had with high seas or anything that you think would be valuable to anyone here in our Let's Go community. So once again, we surely do send our condolences and our heartfelt prayers and our thoughts to that dear family, and just know that we're thinking of you. So thanks everyone for being here with me. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. I love you.